Good morning. How is everybody? And happy 1st of December. Can you believe it's December already? So we are streaming live from a beautiful location in North Wales. So welcome to the blog box. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Fiona from Holistic Therapy today. So good morning, Fiona. How are you?
Good morning, Kat. I'm great, thank you. Yeah, really good this morning.
I'm loving how we're kind of matching with our brands this morning with the colours orange. Loving it. I'm not very
having a bit of an orange day today. I felt it was it.
I've got a bit too much pink going on. I'll get told off about that.
Absolutely.
Anyway, we'll get straight on to our interview, Fiona. So you've come from a corporate background. So tell me, how was your journey to the holistic side?
So, well, in 2005, which seems like such a long time ago, I took voluntary redundancy from my role in the oil industry, and I did it because I was just tired and fed up, and I thought that I would just continue to do the same job, not with that company, but turned out, well, it wasn't the company that was making me unhappy, it was the job. So I took a long time trying to work out what I wanted to do, and it was really, really difficult trying to find something that was, I kept going into management roles and thinking, yeah, this is not for me. This is not for me. So I was fortunate enough to be able to go on a leadership development course. And I went away 1 week a month for 6 months to the Lake District to find myself, my husband would say. I did find myself. But what came out of that most was that I wanted to work with people to help them make the best of themselves. And I think that whilst my role in HR was for that, it wasn't really. I find more that it was more of a tell role, and that was not for me. So I knew that I wanted to do that, and I also knew that I loved aromatherapy. So I set myself on a study route to do a degree in aromatherapy. And whilst I was doing that, I took a job in a local secondary school in the office, which was just, I loved it. And I stayed there for quite some time. In fact, longer than I should have, longer than I'd qualified, and I'd gone on to do other qualifications in holistic therapies, but still they lived there because I loved working with the kids more than anything else. So in 2016, we moved to Orkney for my husband's jobs, which is an island off the north coast of Scotland, for those that don't know. And it was then that I started up my holistic therapy business. I met another lady, Kirsten, who was a podiatrist, and she was opening a clinic that she was going to call the Hygge Clinic, which was Hygge, the Swedish comfort word. And I joined her. And, well, it just went from there. It was fabulous.
It's amazing that thanks for telling us you are from Scotland. So I'm super excited that that's where you're from. And it was St. Andrew's Day yesterday as well. So
absolutely.
It all ties in. So what was the moment that you thought about starting your own business?
I think it was in a conversation between my husband and I on really when we decided that we were going to move to Orkney, because that was a huge decision for us to, sell our family home and set up sticks in, a whole new community, really. So, we discussed what would I do, and, I didn't want to be just stay at home doing nothing, and, it'd be quite difficult to get employment on an island where there were already so many people, because it's actually quite a big island, well, quite a big archipelago group of islands. And, they are really established, and I thought, well, what am I going to do? So that's where I started thinking about my own business. But it wasn't until I met Kirsten. I love to get my feet done. You see, I'm a bit of a, I like a good old scalpel on my heels rather than a scalpel. So that was the first thing I looked for when I moved to Orkney, was where am I going to find a podiatrist and a hairdresser, by the way. That was my other most horrific thoughts about moving to an island. Who's going to do my hair and who's going to do my feet? Never mind anything else. So anyway, I met Kirsten, and she said to me, well, I'd only been to her twice. She went, I've got something to tell you. I'm going to open a new clinic of my own, because she just rented a little room. You're qualified. Why don't you come and join me? And I thought, yeah, this would be perfect. And we just, when you just hit it off with somebody and you believe in all the same things, it was just perfect, absolutely perfect.
I love that you live on an island and the
I
first
don't
thing you
anymore.
think about is your feet and your hair. I love that.
Well, from a girl who's at the hairdressers every 5 weeks for these, it's pretty important to me. Yeah.
So when it came to, so you started your own business. So when it came to branding is so important when it comes to, you know, business. How did you brand yourself, Fiona?
So I branded myself in comfort and luxury and that feeling of holistic being. And holistic for me is about all of something. So I really wanted people to feel that they may be coming for a facial, or they may be coming for aromatherapy, or they may be coming for a body treatment, but actually what they're coming for is that feeling that I'm looking after all of them. And they leave feeling comfortable and relaxed and happy in their own skin. So that's, you know, so it's a lot more than just a massage. It's about getting that time to yourself to just make yourself feel at one with yourself, really. And so that's where my branding came from. That's where the holistic word came into it more than anything, because I don't do a huge range of holistic therapies. I don't do crystals, and I don't do, well, I do Reiki, although I don't practice it at the moment. And the same with reflexology. So I bring these things into my treatments. I also have just recently qualified in sound therapy, and I also bring that into my treatments as well, although I don't do it as a standalone treatment.
That sounds amazing. And with your branding, I can see it's like right to your core, with your core values, and it stands out from a mile. So it's amazing.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, lockdown. We've got to talk about it, haven't we?
Oh, we do.
Obviously, your surfaces are close contact, and you've obviously had to close for months. So how have you managed to keep going, Fiona?
Well, it was difficult to start off with, don't get me wrong. First of all, I thought, how am I going to cope with this? You know, I was in a premises where I didn't get rent relief or anything like that, so I had to still make, you know, money to, you know, we're in business after all, we're not here to just throw money away. So I started doing quite a lot of skin profiling by Zoom, just like this. So we're helping people with their skin, because that's one of the things that I do quite a lot, is thinking about how people can get the best out of their own natural beauty without things like Botox and fillers and things. And, you know, so and what I would do is look at people's skin and just see what they, and whilst it's not so easy when you can't touch someone's skin, what I could do is say, okay, how does that feel? Tell me how it feels around your eyes. Tell me how it feels on your chin, things like that. So, and what I would use is do that. So I started doing quite a lot of that, and from that came skincare sales. So I use Eve Taylor skincare, which is aromatherapy based, British brand, absolutely beautiful. And so I built up my skincare sales through that. So that was really lovely.
I'm really interested in the skin profiling. Can you elaborate more on that? That's fascinating.
Absolutely. So skin profiling, we use Eastern and Western methods to look at how your skin performs, really, and how it acts. So if, for example, I have quite a rough forehead here, so I sometimes get spots, and actually I have Vesuvius here today, which just appeared last night, just in time for this, of course. And this comes from my gut. So it's how your body health can come out in your face. So when you realise that, then you can actually start to alter things to help. So using Eastern and Western methods to see how we can help your skin. So to help my skin, I need to look after my gut health. Other people, it can come from their liver, it can come from skin allergies that they have, it can come from things that they've eaten. So we look at all sorts of things as to why. We also obviously look at touch and feel and appearance and things like that. And then we match the products. So it's not just a case of, oh, you know, I have combination skin, so I'm going to use the products for combination skin. Or I have oily skin, because you could have oily skin for a completely different reason. And using these products might not help you.
That's fascinating, because like you said, years ago, it was just like, they just called it a tea section, didn't they? And it was like, right, this is what you've got. Yeah, that's fascinating. So how is business now, Fiona?
Well, business has changed quite a lot for me in the last few weeks, to be absolutely honest. So I made the decision just over a week ago to close my therapy room in the salon that I was working in. Just a lot of different reasons, but actually all of the right reasons. You know, when you just know that something's the right thing. And I've moved at home here into my own therapy room here at home, and I'm absolutely loving it. I feel so comfortable in it. But I'm not practicing just now because I have a sore wrist. So, but I will be in January. I'm very excited about that. But I have developed a new letterbox gift, which has just gone beyond my wildest dreams. So it's a called Facial at Home, and it comes in a lovely little box. I've got one here to show you, just in here. And inside it's all beautifully wrapped. And in here is absolutely everything that you need to do a facial, including all of the instructions, product by product, and a little map of how to do a little facial massage on yourself as well. Because that is the one thing that I feel that people are going to miss more than anything, because I think lockdown has brought a lot of really tense jaws.
Yeah, and I think we're all craving that touch, aren't we? We want a hug, and if you are used to going for any massage or any facial treatments,
facial massage is what I'm missing the most.
Yeah, those letterbox gifts sound amazing. I don't know if anybody's listening, but they definitely
they are
want
so lovely. They really are. I mean, I've practiced with them to see what I wanted to put in each product, and they all come in little tins and little tubs so that you can work away at them. All the things, absolutely everything, from the cotton wool pads to the sponges to the little spatulas, a cup of tea, a nice little bit of Lindt chocolate, and a candle to burn. So absolutely everything.
That's beautiful, Fiona. You've absolutely thought of everything there, not only for a gift for someone, but a gift for yourself. I think that'd be beautiful to receive through.
Absolutely. And so a lot of people have been buying them for themselves, actually, because they are, they think, oh, I could just do with that just now. So
let's talk about Enjo. What's that all about, Fiona?
Okay, so I am entrepreneur, we call ourselves, with Enjo. And I got into that because I'm very into sustainability. Sustainability is my thing. I would say that is my core principle, even in the work that I do in my facials, because everything that I use is sustainable. And so I've cleaned my house with Enjo for 4 years. I use no chemicals, just Enjo fibres and cold water to clean. So there is no toxicity in my house whatsoever. And that really matches well with my principles. And I'm loving sharing with people the ability to cut out toxins in their home. But also, and more than anything else, I hate cleaning. Hate it. I've always had a cleaner, I have to say, for many, many years. But Mr. DL thinks that Mrs. DL is not is in the house too much to have a cleaner. I need to change that quick. So I don't currently have one. However, if I did, they would have to use Enjo. And when I had my cleaner, that's what they used. So I hate cleaning, and it takes no time. And seriously, makes you look like a domestic goddess. People think it's
amazing.
And when actually, so I cleaned my shower, my ensuite yesterday morning. It took me less than 10 minutes, and it is cleaner than it would ever be with chemicals.
It's just thinking of a new way, isn't it? Because a lot of people
Absolutely.
want that chemical smell, don't they, to make them think that it's
absolutely. And actually, when you think about what clean smells like, it doesn't smell of anything.
Exactly.
But if you really, really must have that smell, I use eucalyptus oil. It's a natural disinfectant, just a couple of drops into my toilet bowl, and it smells lovely and gives you that whole clean feeling.
Yeah, like you said, it doesn't have to smell of anything. It's just in our mindset of what we've been taught.
Absolutely, and bleach is just horrific and so bad for the environment and our waterways. And you know, Kat, that I'm really, really a real lover of the environment and what we can do to help it. And I've written a blog about it and things. So, you know, it's something that's really close to my heart. So that's why I got involved with them. And it ties in with what I do, because it's also, so when people come to me for treatments, you know, we talk about getting rid of the toxic parts of their life. And that's not just about the people that are you know, to feel bad about themselves, but also the products.
It all ties in, doesn't it? So you're somewhat of a serial entrepreneur, I would say, and you also run a network group in Scotland. How did this come about?
Lockdown, what can I say? So I moved to Stirling last summer. Well, actually Alloa, but the Stirling area. Alloa is actually in Clackmannanshire, and so there is a difference, just especially just now, because whilst I'm closer to Stirling than most of the Clackmannanshire stuff, we are not in tier 4 lockdown. We're in tier 3, so we can still get out, which is quite nice. So, but I didn't know anyone. And so when you're running a business, it's really important that you know people, but also just to have people to go out for a walk with and meet for coffee. And although that's quite difficult just now as well, but you know, I have a couple of friends that we go out walking and we have coffee outside. So, because we've got some lovely, beautiful places to walk here that have coffee carts, which is nice. So I set it up in June. Not really sure where I was going with it. But now, well, that's been 6 months actually. I have 500 members, well, 497. And yeah, it's great. And the engagement's fantastic and it's really fun. And it is mostly about our area, but just recently in conversation with the ladies that really are engaged with the group, we want to expand it a little bit further so that they have an opportunity to network a little bit further. So we have dropped our local area and we are now looking to expand a little bit further.
That's amazing, especially during these times. We all need that support because this
entrepreneurial
journey can be lonely, can't it? So
it
to
really
have that network of like-minded people is super, super important. So what is the future for you and your business?
Well, the future for me and my business is sustainable. So I want to help people with sustainable lives. I want to help them feel that they can sustain the life they're living through my therapies, that they have a sustainable home and a sustainable business. So, and I could really just come to that conclusion just really in the last maybe a couple of weeks. So
I love that. I love that. That's a whole mission statement in itself, and I absolutely adore that, Fiona.
So that's where I am now.
If anybody wanted to work with you, or if they're in your area and they're looking to join a network, or they would love some products from yourself, where can we find you? Well, I have a website, and it's pretty simply www.fionadalholistictherapy.co.uk. I have actually just bought a new domain, which is just fionadal.com, but I haven't swapped over to that yet. I'm thinking about it. I thought I'd snap it up before somebody else did, because there are a few of us, believe it or not, in this world. There's only one of you, Fiona, and it's been
absolutely, thankfully, most people say.
It's been adorable chatting to you. Such a warm personality, and I absolutely love talking to you. So what I'm going to do for everyone is I'm going to pop Fiona's details underneath this blog box chat, so you can connect with Fiona very easily by just pressing the link. So thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Kat. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Take care, and I will see you all soon on the blog box.